Brooklyn, New York. New York. I'm going to need to bring y'all to the front of the congregation. And why? I need to bring y'all to the front of the congregation. When this pandemic hit, I was very much perplexed. Because what they basically did, the residual effects of these masks, was basically allowing people to walk around like bandits and robbers. Bandits and robbers. What these masks did was allow for people to be able to legally walk around and cover their face while out here doing shit that they're not supposed to do. So I've been getting a lot of stories out of New York lately, and I just got back from New York. I said, y'all not going to be out here making things bad out here in these streets right after I left. Are y'all? I love me some New York. There's a lot of people in New York. Y'all not going to be out here messing up the bag for the people that's going to visit New York, are y'all? However, New York, it's your turn. It's your turn, New York. So again, shout out to Anthony. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Let's go ahead and bring Brooklyn to the front of the congregation, ladies and gentlemen.
But we begin this afternoon with breaking news out of Brooklyn, where a 15-year-old was shot in broad daylight on the street. And good afternoon, I'm David Navarro.
And I'm Liz Cho. This is all unfolding on 62nd Street in Bensonhurst. The teen was rushed to the hospital in critical condition.
Eyewitness News reporter Tom Negavan just spoke to witnesses on the scene. Joins us live from Brooklyn with more. Tom.
David and Liz, that 15-year-old shot in the back just after 1 o'clock this afternoon. Residents here really stunned and really fearful right now. They say this is a very diverse neighborhood filled with young families, small businesses. It's been a very long time since anything like that has happened anywhere near here, they say. It happened this afternoon just after 1 o'clock. Newscopter 7 over the scene just minutes after that as police and first responders gathered here. Police still here, a very large police presence at the scene. Witnesses say the 15-year-old boy shot once, rushed to the nearest hospital. His condition very grave at that time, according to first responders. They say there was a group of young people gathered here in the street, a group of teens, around 1 o'clock this afternoon. FDR High School is just a couple of blocks away when suddenly about 5 shots rang out, they say, which would line up with the number of evidence markers we see here at the scene. They say then the teens scattered in all directions, including the victim, who they say, wounded, ran about half a block before collapsing in the street.
How wild is this, y'all? How wild is it that the main people that we have to fear, because I'm a 41-year-old, listen, once you get past a certain age, you're looking for peace. You like, man, I done overcame. I done got out the hood. My daughter is 15 going on 16, about to get her license. I'm trying to make sure that she go to college safely. My mom is taken care of. Once you get past a certain threshold in your life, and once you grow up, I was talking on a panel last night, and at the end of the show, if y'all stayed through the end of the show, it was a lot of people y'all rocked out with us last night. I was rocking on the panel last night, and I said to myself, and I said to Steve, the Man Mindset, shout out to the Man Mindset. I said to Steve, I said, bro, I'm 41. He said, I'm 51. I said, at what point do we start to leave the bullshit behind and we say, you know what, we won? You won. When you get past a certain age, and I'm going to be honest with you, I just can never imagine what my life would be like at 40. I never imagined that I would get to 40 years old. When you get to a certain age, you start adjusting your 401k to be a little less aggressive because you've reached certain milestones and thresholds. You start to make sure that you got enough money for your retirement and everything is going well. Your view, your outlook change. You start trying to figure out how it is that you can travel the world. The people that you have to fear aren't really the people that's above 40. It's the people that's 15. 20 through 30, you might be able to get away with stepping on somebody's shoe mistakenly. 15, you step on a little 15 nigga's shoe, you better apologize because he got him from StockX. He overpaid for him. He couldn't afford them. He probably stole some money in order to go and buy them. And so he trying to show off for his friends in order to get clout. And so you were op to him, even though you just you stepped on his foot at 15. A 40-year-old man got to be the bigger person. It's no longer reverse. It's no longer to where you got to respect your elders. You got to respect the youth now. Ain't that wild? I got to make sure that I'm respecting the youth instead of the youth making sure that they respect the OGs.
I heard 5. Yes, 5 shots.
So you didn't immediately identify it as gunshots?
I wasn't sure, I'll be honest with you. But it sounded to me, because I was in the army, it was like 100% gunshot. But I'm not sure, I wasn't sure in this neighborhood, you know?
Not something you expect here?
No, this is the first time. It's crazy.
No one believes it had happened in this neighborhood. No one who lives here anyway. They say the teens, most of them scattered toward the 20th Street subway station very close by. They believe the gunman may have run in that direction as well. He's still at large right now. Police still cruising around looking for him. Not much of a suspect at this point. A male wearing a gray sweatshirt and sweatpants.
Let me show you. Let me share a little bit more details with y'all because we need to start bringing these people to the front of the congregation and identifying exactly who they are so we can get them off the street. And I know a lot of y'all, it's funny because when I see stories like this on like Instagram and I read the comments, you know what I hear from people a lot of times? They say stuff like, well, I'm glad that I seen a video where a dude ran up on a guy that was breaking into his car at the time, and he was like, and he had the heater out, and he was like, get the fuck out my car, get the fuck out my car. And so the young dude came out and he gave him the key, he threw his screwdriver or whatever, so on and so forth. He was one of the Kia boys. And when I went through the comments, they was like, I'm glad they didn't kill him. Hopefully this is, I'm sure he gonna wake up after that. No, they don't. They be like, yo, God, let me live so I can go and get somebody else's car and steal their wheels and strip their car. They ain't checking to see whether or not you got car insurance before they take your car. They coming to take your shit. And so it's so many sympathizers because the minute that somebody had identified and then blew their brains out in order to protect themselves, they would have been like, oh, Shep, oh, Shep. I don't know if y'all ever seen Above the Rim where Tupac was talking to Leon and he was like, oh, Shep, oh, Shep. Look at the picture that I'm showing on my screen right now. Let me play it for y'all so y'all actually understand what's going on out here in these streets.
First, we begin with breaking news out of Brooklyn, where a 15-year-old has been shot. Fox 5's Sharon Crowley joins us live from the scene in Bensonhurst. Sharon, what can you tell us tonight?
Yeah, Natasha, I am live here at right at the intersection of 62nd Street and 20th Avenue in Bensonhurst. And just a couple of hours ago, a 15-year-old, we're told by police, was shot in the chest. He's now in critical condition at Maimonides Medical Center. Take a look at this video that Fox 5 obtained of the disturbing shooting taken from a security camera on one of the stores here on the block. The violence unfolding in broad daylight on a crowded street.
Now check this out. Check it out. Thank God that we got the technology and the cameras to be able to rock out. It's regular, everyday people walking down the street. Regular, everyday people walking down the street, y'all. Check it out. I'm going to narrate through this so you can understand. It's 1 p.m. Eastern. People are walking down the street. They coming back from getting their lattes. They went to yoga. They on their lunch break. They on vacation. They trying to go and have a good time. They just walking down the street. New York is a city that you walk down the street. You don't necessarily need a car in order to do so. You see a group of young guys. Now, this is what they tell us to do. They say, don't stereotype. Don't matter if they got on hoods and it's 90 degrees outside. Don't matter if they got on masks, but they ain't never had COVID and they can breathe really well. Don't walk across the street. Don't stereotype. Don't do none of that. Walk normal and then wait for something to happen to you so that we can figure out how it is that we can adjust to it. Don't stereotype. God gave you these spidey senses for a reason. Ignore them because we should not stereotype. We can't automatically label somebody as a threat before they actually do something to you. All right? So let me narrate this. You got these good white and black people all around. Okay?
Look, as you see, a group.
Immediately, a dude is walking with a bunch of other guys. You got a whole full street full of pedestrians and everybody out here. And he pulls out and he starts firing at somebody else across the street. He has a mask on. His friends has masks on. They all walking around. He's all blacked out. He got long sleeves, looks like a sweatshirt, fully masked up, shooting in 100-degree weather at the op, which just so happened to be another 15-year-old. Okay, cool. Now pay attention, y'all, because it's not just a shot. The context matters.
Group of teenagers walking.
Bam. Everybody duck. Everybody start getting scared. Everybody is panicking. They don't know what to do. They hear shots. Apparently, it's 5 shots that fire off. And
the street when suddenly
homie run. First homie run. Now, here's the interesting thing about it, and this is why this is so egregious. Usually what happens is if you don't align with somebody or you're fearful of your life, you run away from the gunman, right? If I don't know him, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm walking down the street. I'm running. I'm going in a completely different direction. Now, he's shooting and he's going south, right? So he's going down the screen. He's going down the screen. He's shooting against the dude that's across the street. Broad daylight, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right? First guy, gone. Now you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other dudes that's behind him, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that's behind him. Let's go.
only you see the gun.
Now, first dude that's right behind him, he not even tripping. He just moving regular. The dude is still firing off, and he's still going in the same direction as the other guy. He not running. He not tripping over himself. He not trying to get up out of there. He's going in the same direction as the guy that's shooting, right?
Men in a hoodie
Look at
pull
him.
out a weapon and start.
Another guy with a backpack on. Going the same way as the guy that's shooting, which means there's a strong possibility that they friends, that they know each other. He got a mask on too, a backpack, all black. He could have been one of the ones that was shooting at first, and then he maybe panicked, passed the heater to the other guy. And this is what it is that we dealing with in our societies, okay?
Shooting, you can
Now,
see people.
the guy in the red shorts over there, he was about to run one way, but his friends is going a completely different way. He's going to run towards the guy with the gun because apparently he's a part of the crew also, okay?
Running,
Look,
and witnesses say they saw.
and then it's another young dude that's running in the same direction that see the guy in the red shorts and say, hey, let's go and go towards our homie also. What I'm trying to show y'all and what I'm illustrating here, and shout out to Jason, I appreciate you for the super chats. I'm going to be reading that shortly. What I'm trying to show y'all right here.
5 shots being fired. We see markers for about 9 bullets out here now. One of those bullets, as we said, critically wounding.
Look, why would they pause, stop, stare across the street to see what happened, and then start running in the same direction as the guy that they was with, the homie, the gunman? Why would they do that? He probably about 12, 13 years old, and he about to crash out with his friends. He about to crash out with his friends because he just want to be along with the go along, get along crew. So these are the followers. These are the young dudes that's going to be crashing out, and they probably went back to the crib, and they was laughing and kikiing and haw-hawing and hoping that the 15-year-old that they hit, the other op, probably ran into each other in a locker back in school, and they feeling some type of way about it. What I'm trying to tell you is that it's bad out here. It's bad out here. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable walking around because at any time and in any place, somebody else can have an op and then they could just be shooting and they don't know how to shoot effectively. And it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and they just got a pistol off of the street and they're going to take their op out. Now you got a 15-year-old that crashed out. I don't feel safe.
15-year-old boy who was just walking down the street. Neighbors tell me that police were doing CPR before he was transported to the hospital. The deli owner who saw it all happen telling me that there has been a problem in this neighborhood with some gang activity. Neighbors I talked to are understandably concerned about what happened.
It's sad. It's depressing. I wish people would, be more careful and keep it safe for the community, but they don't care.
Well, I just checked with the police about a minute ago, and they told me they still have no arrests in this case, that there's been no status change. The 15-year-old remains in critical condition, and this is an ongoing investigation. It's hard to believe, Natasha, that this happened on a crowded afternoon. You could see there's so many stores and restaurants around here, and there were a lot of teenagers on the street when this happened. We're not too far from a high school, just about a block or so away.
So is this the group of people that y'all saying that we should support, love, and go back to our communities and neighborhoods in order to fix them? I'm supposed to put my life on the line for the potential to crash out in order to save a dude that don't even give a fuck about the pedestrians that's on the street that he's shooting around. He was shooting around everybody else in the middle of one. Listen, if you crazy enough to pull out a heater, Steve, you got to stop spamming the chat, fam. If you crazy enough to pull out a heater at 1 o'clock p.m. and shoot a 15-year-old boy, I don't want no part of this culture. I want zero parts of what it is that I see playing out in this culture. At all. I want zero parts of what I see happening in this community. Stop trying to save these people and walk away. Divest yourself. You're not saving nobody. You're not fixing nobody. They're more brave and brazen than they've ever been before. They're more empowered because they don't feel as though they're going to ever get caught. They don't even feel like you're going to hold them accountable. And when they go to jail, they feel like they're going to get 3 hots in a cot and it's going to be cool. Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com is my email address. So just wanted to show y'all what's happening within y'all community. Wanted to bring Brooklyn to the front of the congregation. We're not liking this. We're not liking it. If you have the ability to be able to get out and you are a good person, get the fuck out. Leave, run. Save yourself from the culture, from these women for the streets, for people that don't add value into your life. Get out before you become a victim in real life.